With terrorists marching toward Baghdad, we've asked the president for a strategy to reverse the momentum and spread of terrorism. I heard a little bit about Iraq yesterday, but the White House has known for months about this situation in Iraq. And when you look, it's not just Iraq. It's Libya, it's Egypt, it's Syria. The spread of terrorism has increased exponentially under this president's leadership. And as you may recall, after the last election, I said that I hoped that the president would seize this moment and take the lead. And here we are, a year and a half later. You look at this presidency, and you can't help but get the sense that the wheels are coming off.
Mr. Speaker, David Petraeus, who many of your colleagues, maybe even you, have certainly credited with calming things down in Iraq, said yesterday that he does not think that the United States should be the Air Force for Shia militias or a Shia on Sunni Arab fight. Do you agree with that?
Until we know what the overall strategy is, we don't know what could be effective in reducing this violence. There's not one piece to this. And so I'm hopeful that the president today will outline a strategy for dealing not only with Iraq, but the spread of violence throughout the Middle East.
When you hear somebody like David Petraeus say, essentially, that the U.S. needs to urge caution on airstrikes, does that give you pause?
Until I understand what the overall strategy is, it's hard to say whether it's good or not. In and of itself, it's not the answer. In and of itself.
Mr. Speaker, Vice President Cheney said yesterday that rarely has the U.S. president been so wrong about so much at the expense of so many. Is it helpful to have Vice President Cheney weighing in on this debate?
Listen, he's an American citizen. He's entitled to his opinion.
Mr. Speaker, given what appears to be unanimous opposition to boots on the ground in Iraq, is there a way for the United States now to do effective counterterrorism in Iraq?
Oh, I think there is. And there was a discussion yesterday at the White House about some of those steps that could be taken and some steps that are being taken. But again, let's go back. It needs to be part of an overall strategy, not only for Iraq, but for the region in terms of how do we reduce the number of terrorists that are out there hurting Americans abroad, hurting our assets abroad, and frankly, building safe havens to organize and attack Americans here. This is a very serious problem, very serious.